Episode 16, World Cup Digest. Dominic Rich, Football Pharaoh, back at it again like we never left. Bro, we had one game, I should say, so far out of six that kind of was a bit dramatic, was a bit exciting. Not that the Brazil Korea wasn't exciting with the goals and all, but still, we always knew that was going to happen. That's a known thing. We knew that. Most people knew that. But Japan, Croatia, bro, I feel so disappointed. Even though I'm happy for Croatia. I am happy for Croatia. You know what I mean? I have a lot of Croatian followers on my channel and I like the Croatian team. But I just felt like Japan were in a better spot and the way they've been playing to up in Croatia and move on. And they could have done it. They almost did it. They took it the full distance. And if they had some better penalty takers, it could have been Japan going up against Brazil and not Croatia. You see? But you got to give credit to Croatia, man. You got to give credit to both managers because they both showed a lot of guts. And I think it all boiled down to the players at the end of it because the managers did what they had to do. They played their cards, they made their moves. The players in terms of Japan, they let down their team and their nation. But Croatia, they stood tall. That's my thoughts there.
My thoughts. First, for Japan, I'm with you. I think it is a disappointment. And I think it's especially one so because we saw what they did again in the group stages. And when you beat not one, but two powerhouses, naturally the expectation of what you're ceiling should be higher. And just like in 2018, they relented a lead in a round of 16 game and they finish at the same stage. And I would not go so far as to call this World Cup a failure for Japan. I don't think anybody who comes out of a group with Germany and Spain fails. But, of course, they're going to feel like they should have done more because this match was winnable. And round of 16 is not a hurdle that Japan had any difficulty clearing before. They've done it 3 times prior. They very much so wanted a quarterfinal spot. And they needed it, and it has to be seen as a big disappointment because for those reasons. And I think that for Croatia, what I'll say is I'm really happy for them too because they've shown that they're not a once every generation type of squad where let me rephrase that. One of the concerns I had for Croatia was that after 2018, they would revert back to their typical World Cup form. They hadn't even gotten past a group stages since 1998 before Russia. But they've now gone deep into another tournament. Now they're in the last 8 with an outside shot against a very strong Brazilian side. So I'm happy for Croatia because they showed that run in 2018 was not just, a spell of luck or anything like that. So it's great for Croatia, but I feel like if you're Japan, you got to feel a little bit angry, actually, because
Me too.
I feel like for Japan, somebody asked me in my DMs, why is the U.S. finishing around 16 a success, but not Japan? The U.S. and Japan entered these tournaments under completely different circumstances. Japan looked good heading in. Japan did not send anywhere close to as young of a inexperienced squad as we did. Japan, for them, after besting Germany and Spain, you thought to yourself, they have to make the quarters now. They got to get out of the group. They got to come out. Belgium is eliminated from the adjacent group. They can beat Morocco. They can beat Croatia. They didn't play another powerhouse in the round of 16 like the other teams did. It was doable. It was on a plate for them. They couldn't take it.
All right.
Sorry, that was long.
Look at this. The Mexico of Asia.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Japan cannot get past the round of 16 for nothing.
4 times now since 2002.
bro. And these guys first made the World Cup
in
in
'98.
98.
Yeah.
Japan, I don't know what it is. They just can't get over El Quinto Partido. That's what it is. Quinto Partido. That's it. That explains everything. They have this barrier, this psychological barrier where they just can't get over the line because it's like they see the fifth game and they get scared. They get shook. Their knees give out. Their knees buckle and they can't walk anymore. You ever had a dream where you're supposed to run, but you just can't run? Like you have to run away from something, but you just lose the ability to run.
You just standing there glued to
Yeah,
the
you're like, what the hell? I got to go. I got to. That's Japan when they see the quarterfinal because the last time around, they had Belgium there reeling 2-0 down and allow Belgium to come back. Like, come on.
And what's so frustrating is they played much better football.
Bro.
This World Cup, in the last World Cup, they scraped through on fair play points and they still got the same finish.
Exactly.
They still finished the same stage.
This time they top the group. It seems like it doesn't matter what they do. But look, I have to say, look, Dyson Maeda, 43rd minute, good goal, right? Set piece, Croatia not dealing with the first ball. Second ball, Maeda in the back of the net. Croatia responded well to Ivan Perisic. That was a wicked ball by Dejan Lovren, man. I was trying to figure out who the hell passed that ball. When I looked and I saw it was Lovren, I was like, no way. Yep. So he came up big, you know what I mean? A mature performance. Great header by Perisic, who's now scored more goals in Euros and World Cups than any other Croatian player. And he's come up clutch for them there when they needed him. I have to give credit to both managers because, first of all, I am disappointed that Moriyasu didn't follow the pattern to bring Ritsu Doan off the bench again. I don't understand managers and how they think, right? The first game, Doan doesn't start. Asano doesn't start. You bring them off the bench, they win the game for you against Germany. What does he do the next game? He start Doan against Costa Rica, and he does not have the same effect. They lose the game. Okay, so he reverts back to having Doan on the bench, brings him off the bench against Spain, bam, scores the winning goals, right? Scored one of the winning goals. And the other goal came like this. So you see the effect of when Ritsu Doan gets on the field. What he does, he starts him against Croatia. And I'm like, in my preview, I said, don't start Doan against Croatia. Use him as your super sub. That's his role, super sub. Some players just play better as a super sub than when they start. But the players don't see it that way. The players want to start, but they don't want to play their role. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
They really don't want to play. If you go back history, Man United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a super sub. He was most effective when they brought him off the bench, his energy, bam. That's what today, he didn't have a Doan to call on. You see what I'm saying? So anyone he brought off the bench, it didn't work. It really didn't work. But I like the way he uses subs in the end there, to show things up. Like one time he did bring on what's his name? The right back. What's his name again? Sakai. Mm-hmm. So when he brought on Sakai, that would therefore push Jonya Ito more forward, but he should have did that a bit earlier. So that by the time he did it, Ito run out of steam. Why didn't Jonya Ito take one of the penalties if he was on the field still? You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Croatia, on the other hand, I have to give Zlatko Dalic the credit, and I got to give the players the credit too, because Bona Sosa, he wasn't feeling well. Bona Barisic came in. He did a great job, right? Juranovic. So they sought out their fullback position. Josko Vardial, another good game by him and Lovren.
Excellent.
Their midfield, their midfield is amongst the best in the competition, right? And this is where I'm going to comment, right? When he took off Kramaric and he took off another player, he took off Kramaric and Modric and Kovacic. But when he brought on Lovro Maia and he brought on Vlasic, it just shows their depth, right? And those players he has confidence in. Then he did bring on Ante Budimir and then later took him back off. You see what I'm saying? Because he did his thing. He wasn't going to be effective in a penalty shootout. But where he showed balls was when he took off both Kovacic and Modric.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, so he said to himself, yeah, we're going to play another game. Bring these guys off. They don't have the legs right now. Let's do something a bit different. You know, Pasalic came on, Maya came on. Those guys slotted in. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And Livaya came on. Livaya, even though Livaya missed his penalty, he came on. So he, I think, made some good moves. You know, they say it's chess, not checkers. He made some very good moves, and in the end, it paid off. It really, really did. Look, they played 120 minutes. We know there was a lot of chances. You know, we're not going to go through all of them, but there were chances on both ends. Goalkeepers had to come up with big saves. Gonda had to pull off some big saves in this game. You know, it was tense at times, very, very tense, and both teams, you know, played to a 1-1 draw all the way to 120 minutes. But the penalties, man, like Japan, they have to feel like they let themselves down big time, man. Big time.
For sure. And
because
I think
those were horrible PKs, man. To miss 3 out of 4, Minamino, Mitoma, and Yoshida, those were all poor penalties. Very, very poor. And when Livaya hit the post, it gave him an opportunity to, you know, maybe Gonda could pull off a save. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? So Japan, they have themselves to blame because their penalty taking was poor. But credit goes to Croatia and Livakovic. But let's say, for instance, Japan were perfect with their penalties. Just keep putting them in. They would have won the game. They would have won. They would have won on PKs and gone through. But it's Croatia that takes the spoils, and credit to them. They now won a 3rd consecutive penalty shootout that they've participated in, which is nuts. So give it up to Hrvatska, man.
Yeah. And I was initially skeptical when he took Modric off. I thought it was a gamble, but I agree with you. Towards the end of extra time, both teams were tired, but I think especially Croatia, they were looking like they were a little bit long in the legs. And but Meyer, I mean, he had that chance right at the end in stoppage time of extra time. He shot it with his right foot. I know he's left-footed, but that goes just wide of Gonda's right post.
Listen, you remember the shot Endo got off when Endo blasted that ball and Livakovic.
Yeah.
Yo, there were so many good chances in this game, man. It was a good game. It was a very good end-to-end type game where Japan won the first half, Croatia won the second half, and both were pretty even in the extra time period.
I agree, and I think that look, this Croatian team, they're warriors. They grind, stuff like that. I mean, I sound like a broken record, but it can be an overused word, but experience in knockout stage extra time football. All of their matches in the last World Cup, except for the final, went to extra time and penalties.
And they won. Didn't one of them, how many went to penalties? I think it's 2, right?
2 against Denmark and Russia.
2. And this is the 3rd, and they've won it. It's a record. No team, only 2 teams before have won like their last 3 penalty shootouts.
And in all 4 of those games, those 3 last time and this one today, they trailed. They came from behind.
Yeah, Croatia, man, they just love to do things the hard way. Look, give it up to Brozovic. He ran the most miles in any game, I think. He broke a record, his own record, you know? So when they took out Modric and Kovacic, they left Brozovic in there. You can't take apart the whole engine, man. You got to leave a piece, and Brozovic is that piece. But look, Croatia's future look bright. If they get knocked out in the quarterfinal to Brazil, I think they World Cup. has been a success still. And if I'm Brazil, I don't take these guys lightly, man. So Japan, they will look forward to the Asian Cup next year and for World Cup 2026, where there's no doubt they'll be back with Asia getting more places as well. So with that being said, bro, we're gonna move on. There's a lot more we could talk about. Give it up to Croatia. Well done, Japan. These are the stats, pretty even though Croatia had a lot of the possession. But you got to give credit to Japan too, who is the team that I actually picked to come through. But I did mention that it was a difficult one, and I'm happy, that we had such a dramatic game. I'm really happy it wasn't one-sided like this one. 29 minutes, the game was done.
You're being too kind. I thought it was done.
Yeah, 13 minutes.
Yeah, I thought it was done after that, honestly.
Or was it done before it even started?
Yeah, well, I mean, what is there to say? It was a mismatch, and what's interesting about this game is that apparently, like based on what I was watching, it seemed like Korea tried to play Brazil as equals.
And look, let me tell you this. If it was any other team, Korea win the game today. Any other team but Brazil, they win. Because these guys play with a lot of bravery.
Yeah.
And they take teams on. And that's why Japan and Korea are so dangerous. They'll take you on. They're not going to back down and look at you like they're not going to show you that kind of respect. And sometimes that is what is your ultimate downfall, your lack of respect, where you think you just fearless, you think you can beat the opponent. And because look, no other team, none, tested Alisson.
You're right about that.
They did. Look at this.
6 shots on target. That's impressive for Korea.
Switzerland had none. Serbia had none.
Cameroon had 2, I think.
Cameroon beat Edison. Alisson was so big. Look, I'm telling you this, not because Edison is my goalkeeper, right? If Edison was in goal today, that would have been a 4-4 affair going into extra time. I'm telling you this. Hwang Hee-chan had a couple really good shots that I don't know how Alisson saved them. You see what I'm saying? And there was a few other opportunities, of course. I can't remember everything. I literally did not write one note for this game because I knew what was going to happen. What am I wasting my time writing down notes for? You see what I'm saying? When Chiche is on the touchline doing the freaking, pigeon dance. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I like that, though. That was a really good moment. That was I love it. I actually love that, man. I have to find that somewhere, man. I like that. Let's take a look at that. We're going to pull that up right now. I absolutely love this. I love it, man. Let's go. Give it up to Tite, man. I like it. Let's go, man. Let's take a look at that. Let's have a little fun. Look at this, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Yo, I like that. Let's take one more look at that. Let's go.
Feeling it.
And the players enjoy that as well, man. So
people there were actual some commentators that were criticizing and saying it was disrespectful to Korea. And I'm thinking the whole time, I'm offended Brazil did not do cartwheels and light firecrackers. I want them to celebrate like that every single goal. And if Korea doesn't like it, they should do something about it and stop them. Screw anyone that gets offended at that kind of stuff.
Listen, bro, this is Brazilian football. Whoever gets offended by dancing, this is entertainment. You see what I mean?
Football's about joy.
You score, you dance. What is the difference between dancing and knee sliding or doing whatever celebration? What's the difference?
None.
This is part of their culture. They dance. You see what I mean? If you can't dance, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to dance. This is Brazilian culture. If Europeans don't want to dance when they score, Africans and Brazilians dance. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
When they score, it's been a thing. Long time. And I don't think they're being disrespectful. It's what, this game is so serious that no one could have fun when they score.
It's
you see what I'm saying?
People looking for reasons to be offended.
Bro, this is spirit. This is in the spirit of the game. This is a positive thing. Manager happy that what he implemented on what he taught on the training ground is implemented on the field. Bam, he's joyous. Vinny Jr., good goal, 7th minute. Neymar penalty. Richarlison, what a goal, man. Man, the 3 headers, and then the link-up play was sublime.
What I loved about Richarlison's goal was when he allows it off his chest 2 or 3 times and he passes it to Marquinhos. Richarlison is already running into the box because he knows Marquinhos is going to pass that to Thiago Silva. And Thiago Silva, he knows, and he times his run and he gets just in behind the Korean defense and he slots. That reminded me of the Remo Freuler goal with this is even better than that.
I think Thiago Silva became the oldest player to assist a goal since Roger Miller.
Oh wow, 38.
Yeah, 38, man. And Dani Alves, the other day with his record there for the oldest outfield player for Brazil. You got to give Brazil a lot of credit because look, with their defenders injured, left back Eder Militao, I did mention in my preview, he slotted in at left back. Marquinhos, Thiago, and Danilo came in there. The team looks so. You see now, Neymar is back. What's going on?
Much better.
Neymar is back. When he was absent, Brazil scored 1 goal. 1. They find it hard to break teams down without Neymar.
That's
you see what I mean? And that's the thing. But look, this Pike Sung-ho goal, that was a worldie.
A worldie. Yeah, it was amazing.
That was a worldie, man. And he came off the bench, giving his first minutes at the World Cup like, hey, man, we're losing. Come through. Bam! That was a good goal. Oh, big up to Chiche for also taking off Allison and bringing on Weverton for some time as well. Brazil.
Yeah.
Nasty.
They were, and I like I said, I have to give credit to South Korea here because they were brave, and the reason why you may have noticed, like they were finding themselves like in a lot of 4-on-2 situations on the counter when Brazil was going on the counter because Korea was sending their left backs and their right backs up the pitch for support on the attack. And I was noticing that, and like you said, they were taking the game to Brazil. I respect that because it's like you're not showing Brazil too much respect.
The thing is, you have to, because if you sit back, you're still gonna get beaten. Might as well you just go for it.
Yeah.
Look, credit to Son Heung-min. Shout outs to him. Shout outs to Hwang Hee-chan, Lee Kang-in, Cho Gu-song. These players really, put their hands up at the World Cup. You know what I mean? Park Ju-song as well. Kim Min-jae. All the names I could remember, man. These guys really put out a good fight. But Brazil became the first team to use 26 players at the World Cup. No one's have the privilege and the leverage to use all their players because they're scared. Like, if we play that guy, we're going to lose. Not Brazil. You know what I mean? They use everybody.
Yeah, and I just want to say quickly about South Korea's goal. It was great. It was a rebound off of a free kick that they had. And Park Sung-ho, he shot that out. I think he was about like 25.
It was a good distance out.
Good distance, yeah. And it was a great goal.
It did get a little deflection, but still, you got to take a stab. You know what I mean? You might hit something.
They made Allison uncomfortable here and there.
Many times.
There were many, So, yeah.
With that being said, I've been mentioning Wojciech Szczesny a lot, Jan Sommer. But Alisson could definitely go on to win the best goalkeeper award if Brazil reaches at least the semis, I think. If they get to the semis, then he could get that award because let's say Emi Martinez and Argentina get to the final. He has not been that good. You know what I'm saying? And over on the other side, Lloris, if France get to the final, he has not been that good. But these awards are weird that the goalkeeper isn't really spectacular and they still get the award. I don't get it. But look, there's a lot of things we could talk about. But last thing before we do move, Brazil versus Croatia, man. Is it one-sided in your opinion, or do you think Croatia could put up a fight? Just
It's gonna be, I think, similar to the Brazil-Serbia game where and this is part of me that actually prefers Croatia coming up against instead of Japan. I think because Croatia has that bit of grit and experience, I think they're going to put up a good performance. I mean, it is one-sided. Brazil should come out on the other side of that, but it's not going to be like what happened today with Korea. I think that Croatia is going to make it difficult, but I expect Brazil to have too much.
It could get like that too, because if you watch some recent meetings between Croatia and Spain, there's been some really lopsided results, like 6, and you know what I mean? It could get ugly. Croatia do switch off at times, but
they do.
Not at the World Cup, but I'm just saying
But I rate Dalic, though. I don't think he's going to let that happen. I can see a scenario where, like, they actually hold Brazil back for a good hour, and then Brazil find the back of the net.
What we know is everyone on the Croatian team will be earning their money on that day, for sure.
Definitely.
But we won't make any predictions for that yet. And let us just move into tomorrow's games, the last of the round of 16. Let me know your thoughts on these.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Morocco, Spain, bro.
I had Morocco making the quarterfinals before this tournament started. I have to stick with it. I think they've been sublime, and I think they can get an upset here against one of their rivals. I have Morocco winning this either in extra time or on penalties.
All right, interesting. I have a 2-2 after extra time and Morocco winning 8-7 on penalties. Dramatic. And the reason why I went this way is because the first 4 round of 16 games, boring. Then for the second rounds of games, I said, you know what? I'm going to go with some different predictions. You see what I mean? I went for Japan to beat Croatia. Yeah, Brazil to beat South Korea. Yeah, I'm not that crazy. And Morocco to beat Spain. So I'm going for Morocco to beat Spain. Please, Morocco, beat Spain so that we could have a dog horse left, a team to be excited about, man. Because after this, there's going to be no one left. None. Yeah. Except if we have a result in the other game here. Portugal, Switzerland. Who are you going for?
I'm rooting for Morocco for many reasons. Middle Eastern, African, North African Arab pride, and also because we don't want to have an all just European, all South American quarters, Exactly. But Portugal, Switzerland. It's funny that you mentioned that how Japan's like the Mexico of Asia, because for the World Cup, that Switzerland's the Mexico of Europe. This is ridiculous. 2006, 2014, 2018, round of 16 exits. This could be a third consecutive one, and I think it's going to be a third consecutive one. I have Portugal winning 2-1.
Okay. 3-2 after extra time. Switzerland advance. Yes.
Woo!
You heard it here first.
So you got Switzerland versus Morocco in the quarters, and one of them is going to make the semifinals.
Yep.
You know what? I could see that happen because when the round of 16 got confirmed, I looked at it and I said, you know what? Switzerland have a little path here to the semis. Maybe.
Listen, Switzerland are not a team you want to F with, okay?
No.
You don't want to mess around with this team. Jan Sommer should be back. Akanji, Elvedi, Shaqiri, Xhaka, Embolo, Freuler, Vargas, Saul. Hear the names, man. Ricardo Rodriguez, Vidmir. This team, listen, I know this team. This team is a good team.
It's very talented.
This is a good team. You know what I mean? This could be the Belgium of the 2022 World Cup.
Whoa. Hold on there. How are you saying? Do you think they can go even further?
Exactly.
Maybe all the way to
they could get to the semis, bro. This team, watch out for this team. Listen, don't let me down, Morocco. Don't let me down, Switzerland. And that's where we land the plane today. Take it away.
We'll see. It is a difficult one to call. So that's it, guys. This was episode 16. Tomorrow is the end of the round of 16. We're going to talk about the final 2 matches and then look ahead briefly to the quarterfinals. Hopefully you'll be there with us. You can find me on my YouTube channel, link in the description box below, as well as on Twitter. Football Pharaoh at Soccer Pharaoh. That's at @soccer_Pharaoh. Thanks for having me on, Dom. Hopefully we'll see all you soon, God willing. Peace.
Definitely, bro. Peace.